Before we go on to any further coding, we've done the design, we've done some of the pseudocode, we've run the program, checked that it's worked, we've written the code. Really we should start thinking of testing as we go along. In Word I've just put up a little test plan with a table with 4 columns. I may need more than that, you may need more than that. It just depends, we'll see how it goes. But what I'm going to do is start writing in all of my function names. Okay, so functions are setup, game loop, end game, and so on. Into here, I'm going to put a description in, what they're about, what I expect, values that I'm testing, and the results I get from it. It's just to help me along. Maybe I'll do a bit more in-depth testing at the end of the program. But why wait till the end when you push for time? Do it as you're going along. So let's see how I'm going to do that. I'm not going to bother with this pause function. That's the only one I'm not going to be interested in, because I put that in there just to help debugging. But the rest of them I'm going to start describing. But I'm only going to describe the ones that are completed. So my show menu, my get choice. I'm going to write about those. I'm not going to be bothered about these, although I've got some code in there. It's really only for debugging. I will include them as a function, but I won't be doing any testing of them at the present time. So here we go. My first function is this one, setup. So I'm going to type it in here. Setup. If you press tab, you get a new table. Next one along is game loop. Okay, and then we've got end game, and the show menu, and then we've got get choice, and then we've got play game, and we've got get new size. If I scroll down, and we've got this, although it's not a function, it is my main program, so I'm going to type that in there as main program. Okay, so I've now listed all my functions. These are going to get larger. I'm going to start off with a description. Now, on the descriptions, I'm actually going to say whether it's a function or whether it's a procedure. I find that important. It's not necessary, you might not. But I do a lot more work when I'm designing with functions, which if you go into A-level, you probably see some more ways of designing things. So it's just something I tend to do when I'm testing, so I'm going to write out what they are. So at the moment, setup, there's no return, so that makes it a procedure. You know when it's a function if it has a return value. So that's a procedure. This is just sort of adding knowledge so that the examiners know that you understand what you're talking about. So game loop at the moment again is just a procedure. These may change if they return values. End game again is a procedure. Show menu is a procedure. Get choice has a return value, so it is a function. And it's functions that are really important because they're the ones that are going to return values, the ones that you really need to test to see whether they're returning the correct values. Play game again has no return, so it's a procedure. Get new size has a return value, so that is a function. And these are all subroutines in the main design, and main program is just a program. Okay, it is not a procedure or a function, it's the program. So I'm going to start adding descriptions. Where am I going to get the descriptions from? Well, okay, setup. Here we go. Creates the board and items for the game. So I'm going to type that in. Creates the board and items for the game. So your comments are becoming part of the description of what happens. So in this one, the loop controlling the game from start to finish. The loop for controlling the game from start to finish. This one is show the main program. Oh no, gives the statistics. Gives game statistics and congratulation or fail message. Show menu. Shows the program main menu. To the user, get choice, a function, where are we on that? Obtains a number from the user, obtains a number from the user, play game, the main game loop, the main game loop and setup, get new size, choose level of difficulty, smaller number means harder game, restricted to numbers 5 and 12 inclusive. Now you may be wondering why I'm typing it in and not just copying and pasting. Well, actually I've got two different computers running here. The one in the background is a Mac and this one is XP Windows, and I can't just copy from one to the other. So if I tried that, it would probably crash. So let's try that. Edit, copy, click into here, press enter, edit, no paste. So I have to type it in. For you, you'll probably be on the same operating system, so you can just copy and paste it. I'm having to type it, unfortunately. So, main program. This is the main program. It prints the menu, obtains the user's choice, runs the program, changes the board size, or quits. So there we go. I've typed in descriptions. It's not brilliant, but it's getting there. It would be better if I didn't make spelling mistakes. There we go. We're getting there. So that's how to start this one off.